My wife and I recently launched a project, and it's a project about astrology. It took me a long time to convince her to work out because she's got great potential. And this guy came up to me and asked, "Aren't you afraid that she'll make it?" And I'm like, "Listen, aren't you afraid you'll make money? You know? I mean, aren't you afraid you'll go to your job and you'll get your salary?" Of course I'm afraid of it. Why? Because you need to know how to react to these things. Remember what I told you, in a relationship and with business and with your friends, in all spheres of life, the first point is always the same. Be ready to lose. If you're not ready to lose, don't do anything because you'll face problems. Being ready to lose the first grade to move on to the second grade. Being ready to lose iPhone 5 to get iPhone 6. Be ready to lose your old computer to get a new computer. Being ready to sell the car you're driving to get a car you can get a new one. And in order for us to evaluate this, it's super simple. There's some people that say, my iPhone 5 is working great. Why would I buy a new iPhone 11? Because, it still makes and accepts calls, it takes texts. I'll change the battery and, leave it to my grandkids. So, what am I going on about? If we feel ownership and we don't feel love, we want to control everything and everyone around us. Let's say the mother doesn't want her son to be rich or to be happy in marriage because then she won't be able to control him and then she won't suck his energy. And if he grows distant from her and he doesn't give her the time, energy, and attention she needs, then she will die because she only lives because of his energy. And that's why she's got to grind him down the whole time so he feels guilty, he feels like he owes her everything, and he conforms to her expectations so he feels bad and she feels great because she's stuck within certain laws. Let's call them the past, low frequency laws, and seeing as the future is a high frequency thing, we need to comply with its standards. And if you're living in the future according to low frequency laws, in order to survive, you have to create low frequency events to fuel these low frequency laws. So, roughly speaking, time to time, an accountant should keep an abacus and indulge his nostalgia by using the abacus instead of trying to use software on a PC. So, what I'm going on about is for us to become rich, we have to change the laws on the level of reflexes. Because to change the laws on the level of knowledge is impossible. It will be ineffective, Knowledge is what? I know that he can do a double backflip. Or I know that one can pilot a plane. That's knowledge. But knowing how to pilot a plane or knowing how to do a double backflip, that's a totally different thing altogether. That's a reflex. And so if we are able to make openness to the new a reflex, and you know what I mean when I'm saying the new? The new is something that you have never interacted with before, and you need to know how to accept the new. We need to learn to accept the new. And the new makes room and creates the conditions unacceptable problems. Because something unacceptable is something we can't accept. And when we accept the unacceptable, then we won't harm the things that must enter our lives, and we shouldn't harm these things. Because we miss our metro stop. We make a wrong turn. We have problems with our hand luggage or with our baggage. Our credit card is blocked. We lost our wallet. At our job, we did something wrong and we have issues. This is a signal that we're about to become richer. And you gotta start small, right? We are given something that's a little bit unacceptable, not like usually. It's like you go to a shop and it's closed, or you used to buy your donuts in a place and they've run out of donuts, but they're really good. And you need to accept this Because you can only get the things you've interacted with before. And what do you need to do? We need to do something that is different from the way we're used to doing things, because the old acceptance must be done away with. That means conditions must be created for the things we accepted before to become unacceptable. That means it must suck, or something unacceptable. So unacceptable. You don't accept it, and you need to work on accepting it.